Because I'm quite a small female and you're quite big, I'm going to place you in handcuffs because you're an unknown risk to me, okay? So,
right, does it have to be a male? You're not stopping recording?
No.
Alright guys, listen carefully because what you are about to witness is a shocking example of power, authority, and rights clashing on the street. Welcome to the Audit Assessor, where we break down real police encounters, analyze the law, and expose how rights can disappear in seconds. Today's case is aggressive, intense, and eye-opening. Thanks to Free Time's Audits for allowing us to break this down. Make sure to subscribe and support his work. Link is in the description. Now pay attention, because this situation begins on a public pavement outside a police station, where a citizen is simply recording police activity. Sounds harmless, right? But things escalate fast, really fast, as officers step out and immediately shift from normal policing to confrontation mode. The focus is not behavior or threat. It's clothing, appearance, and assumption. A face covering becomes enough to trigger detention, search, and control. This is where the story starts getting dangerous, because rights are supposed to protect citizens, not disappear under suspicion.
Filming today.
Well, the minute, them.
Him? Just
No, not him. The gatehouse.
Oh, the gatehouse?
Yeah, because I was just walking up and down taking pictures.
Yeah.
I was actually hoping to get a police car with the blue lights coming out.
Yeah.
I've got that now, but you spoilt my shot anyway.
Okay.
And the gentleman come out and committed a Section 5 public order offence.
Okay, what happened?
He said I'm not allowed to film.
Yeah.
And I explained to him I'm on a public road, so I can film.
Yeah.
And he called me an effing idiot, and it's all on film.
Right, okay. The gentleman in the...
Yeah, he had a security coat on with a big beard.
Right, okay. And you've got that on film?
I have, yeah.
Okay. What, are you wanting us to do anything about that? Were you planning on reporting it, or...?
I've just reported it to you, haven't I?
Right. At the moment, obviously, I'll deal with what you've just reported to me. Okay,
yep.
We'll take that into consideration. But we've had a report before anything of that has come through that there's been a male walking around with a balaclava on. Okay?
It's not a balaclava.
Okay, that's the report we've had. Okay,
right.
Because you are matching that description.
Yep.
I'm detaining you for a stop search under Section 1 of PACE. Okay.
Really?
Based on the fact that that sort of equipment. Okay.
So what's your reasonable grounds?
My grounds are
that I'm wearing a balaclava, which isn't a balaclava.
Okay. You match the description. You are covered in your face, okay?
Alright guys, here we go. The confrontation begins. The citizen explains he is filming the gatehouse and simply recording police movement on a public road. That is legal, that is lawful, and that should be routine. But instead, things escalate when a security officer reportedly swears at him and attempts to stop his filming. Listen carefully, because this is important. The citizen clearly states he is on public property and has every legal right to record. Yet the response is not professional policing. It becomes emotional enforcement. A public order offense is mentioned, but without clear lawful explanation. Officers rely heavily on appearance-based suspicion. The problem here is simple but serious. Rights don't require permission to exist. Filming in public spaces is not automatically suspicious behavior. But instead of resolving the situation calmly, authority begins building pressure, surrounding him and treating him like a suspect rather than a citizen exercising freedom.
Looking at offences such as theft, going equipped, that sort of thing.
Okay.
That sort of equipment can be used for that. Okay.
Right, so what are you looking for then, particularly?
So any further equipment that could be used in the course of conducting an offence such as theft or going equipped, okay?
Alright.
So because
you do realise you'll get a civil claim over this?
Okay, that's fine,
yeah.
Right, because I'm quite a small female and you're quite big, I'm going to place you in handcuffs because you're an unknown risk to me, okay? So
right, does it have to be a male? You're not stopping recording?
No.
Handcuffs on by anybody.
Yeah.
What are you doing holding the handcuffs?
I'm just doing like that, holding handcuffs. That needed an explanation.
Well, it does. Look at your nails, you nearly scratched me with them.
Used as a weapon, can't they?
Can they?
So
what, when I'm in handcuffs?
Yes.
I can assure you now I'm going to cooperate. I don't agree to the search and I don't consent to the search, I'll make that clear.
You don't have to consent
to it, okay? I've detained you in Section 1 of PACE, you don't have to agree to it, it's
a
voluntary thing, okay? Right, will you want a copy of the stop search record?
Yes, I will.
Sorry, can you hold them for me while I just... Sorry.
Honestly, I'm not going to try and break out.
Yeah, but as
I'm not going to get...
Alright guys, now things go from tense to legally controversial. Officers invoke Section 1 of PACE, claiming reasonable grounds for stop and search. But listen closely. The justification keeps changing. First it is clothing, then face covering, then vague equipment suspicion. That is where legal problems begin. Section 1 requires specific intelligence, not general discomfort with someone's appearance. Detaining someone because they match a description without solid evidence turns policing into profiling. The citizen is calm, cooperative, and not resisting. Yet handcuffs are introduced. The justification? Size difference and unknown risk. That is not a legal risk assessment. That is convenience policing. Risk should be based on behavior, aggression, or threat signals, not body size or assumptions. This moment becomes symbolic of modern policing debates, where safety is sometimes used as justification for control rather than real threat management.
In a public place with a face covering,
Okay.
that's the offence.
Right. What's your name, sorry, just so I can...
I don't give my name.
Okay. So I need it to complete the form, and also if you want to process your complaint about the public order thing, I'll need your details anyway.
Right. You can just call me FT.
FT, okay. I'm going to need more than that if you want me to deal with that complaint.
No.
Because I can't deal with that.
So you don't want to make a
details.
complaint about the Section 5 public order offence, because you would need to give your details as a victim.
Alright, so if there's a murder and the person's dead, how do they make a complaint? Do they give their name? I don't think so.
That's quite a different situation.
Is it?
And we generally identify...
Right, we're getting on with this search. We've got better things to do than stand here talking around to you
Well,
muppets.
you didn't have much better things to do because you were
Did you
standing
have
here
to-
filming, weren't you?
You have the grounds to search, explain to you and everything.
Well, yeah, apparently they're looking for, what is it you're looking for? Crowbars?
That can be used in the defence. Really quick.
Wow.
Been detained in section 1 of case then PC 3096. I'm policing from here, this police station here, Fly Police Station.
Congratulations.
So, been offered a copy of the search record.
I have been offered a copy of search. You don't need my name for that though.
The Section 5 issue gets completely twisted here. 3 times audits raises it early on because a member of the public approaches him and swears at him. That's the conduct that could actually amount to a public order offence. Officers let that go, then later flip Section 5 on its head and point it back at him. Suddenly they want his name, claiming they can't progress the complaint without it, as if reporting an offence somehow turns you into the suspect. That's not how complaints work. You don't lose the right to report wrongdoing because you won't hand over personal details on demand. The timing gives it away. Section 5 only becomes important once officers are frustrated and looking for leverage. This isn't about dealing with disorder, it's about regaining control. Reframe the complainant as the problem and the original behaviour quietly disappears.
Okay, so top cuff's going to come off first.
Shouldn't have been put on really, should it?
When you're detained for a search, it's the officer's choice whether to put you in handcuffs, but we are legally allowed to do so.
We'll see. So you can witness the markings on my hand?
Yep.
I'll go towards the... Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4 police cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 police officers. We all constables. No detectives here, is there? No inspectors. Couldn't detect anything, could they? What I might do later, I might film all these registrations in here as well. Alright. I'll probably just put them on the internet.
What are you going to do that for?
Because I like taking videos and putting them on the internet.
People's registrations of the vehicle.
It's not illegal though, is it?
You can film wherever you want.
Exactly.
All right, guys, pay attention because this is where legal philosophy clashes with street enforcement. The search justification shifts again. Now officers mention theft-related equipment like crowbars or going equipped to fences. But there is no specific crime report, no specific suspect description, just general suspicion. That is why critics call this a fishing expedition. Law does not allow searches just to see if something suspicious appears. It requires reasonable grounds tied to evidence. The citizen even warns about potential civil claims, showing awareness of legal accountability. Meanwhile, he clearly states he does not consent to the search. But consent is irrelevant once detention powers are invoked. This creates a classic legal tension, police authority versus individual liberty. And history shows that overuse of stop powers often leads to legal challenges later, exactly like what may happen in this case.
You wear the thin blue line badge then? Part of the gang. Do you know more people the public have died in police custody in the last 30 years than police officers have died on active duty in the last 100 years. Where's your badge for that? Silence. Do you feel proud today? Done a good job today? Go home and tell the children.
I advise you that your actions could be construed as hostile reconnaissance towards terrorism.
What? I just said you've done a good job today.
Police personal vehicles.
Hostile.
For the purpose of putting them on
Terrorism.
for whatever reason that might
Oh,
be.
go on, keep digging that hole.
It's hostile reconnaissance for terrorism offences.
Hostile. If I was hostile reconnaissance, I wouldn't be overt, would I?
No,
I'd be
you don't understand
covert.
what hostile reconnaissance means. It's all right.
You're allowed to do reconnaissance.
You're not-
If I wanted to, I could map all this ground.
It could be construed as committing hostile reconnaissance for terrorism offences. I'm just making you aware
Right,
of
okay,
that.
let me make you aware of this. If you think I'm a terrorist, you should leave me alone and contact the anti-terrorism squad. Because if you thought I was a terrorist, you wouldn't all come up to me like this, would you?
Alright guys, this is where the situation becomes almost ironic. Earlier, a member of the public allegedly swore at the citizen, which could itself be a public order offense. But officers later flip section 5 back onto the citizen when he refuses to provide personal details. Suddenly, he becomes treated as a suspect rather than a complainant. That is not how complaint reporting should work. You don't lose the right to report crime just because you refuse to identify yourself. Timing reveals motive. Section 5 is introduced only when officers want leverage to control the situation. This is not about maintaining order anymore. This is about maintaining control of the narrative. And that is where public trust begins to weaken, because justice systems must protect victims, not silence them.
What I said was, your actions could be construed as hostile reconnaissance.
I've had enough of you now, off your pop. Not talking to you anymore, talk rubbish.
We can be here just as much as you can be here.
Oh yeah, I know you can. But I can tell you to off your pop. Anybody filming? Yeah. Oh, you're supposed to tell me at the first available opportunity.
Am I?
As part of your policy. You don't even know your own policy. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Can you just inform him that if he swears at me again, I will press charges?
You're watching too much American TV, you don't press charges.
Alright, then I'll file a claim.
You can make it right.
Do you want your coffee?
Yes, I do.
There you go. Right, he's having a word with him, okay? And we'll leave you to it. But
Should have left me to it in the first place.
no, we had grounds to stop and speak to you instead.
I don't think you did.
Okay, that's fine. Be mindful of what my colleagues just said to you, okay?
What, that I'm a terrorist? If you thought I was a terrorist, you should act on it now. Off your pop. Off your pop. Off your pop. See you later.
Right, so you stand here all day.
Alright, cool. Yeah, see? Knew you'd leave first.
I'll bid you.
Wait, are you going to the shop to buy some polish for your boots? Not seen a bit of polish in years, eh?
Alright guys, now the search ends exactly how it started, with nothing found. No evidence, no crime, just attention and restraint. But look closely at the citizen's wrists. The marks from handcuffs are visible, and that raises serious questions. When restraint leaves physical marks, it starts looking less like safety and more like punishment for noncompliance. The final contradiction is powerful. When asked if filming vehicles is illegal, officers admit it is not. That single statement collapses the entire detention logic. If filming was legal at the end, it was legal from the beginning. Detention, search, and control all become questionable. The real lesson here is simple. Rights do not disappear just because authority feels uncomfortable being watched.